Okay, so it's now Friday afternoon. Yeah, Friday afternoon, and trying to get busy on this wiring here. Actually, I was hoping just to wire up my lights back up, put the switches back in, but there's more to it than that. I had a lot of unused wires and a lot of just wires. What do these wires go to? I mean, and a lot of it was underneath the carpeting here, so I just took all this out. This is this here is actually to the old Motorola phone system that was in this truck. It had a car phone, you know. So this is the wiring for the old Motorola system, just for the cell phone. And this was a bunch of unnecessary wiring, yeah, just old stuff I don't even remember what it was for, extra lights or antennas, stuff like that. Oh yeah, and this stuff too. This is my distribution box, so I'm going to replace that so that it's usable. But yeah, I'm going to put, it's just, I got to redo it, you know. This is my old fuse, main power for all the lights, amps, and all that stuff. This is going. I had these in there, and these are noise filters. Now, if I remember right, I was running two of them. They're 20 amp each. Because I was getting noise either in my CB radio or through the amplifiers. And they're basically two capacitors. So, let's see, you got a ground. Boy, I hope I remember how to wire these. Shoot. Blacks, negative, reds, positives, and whites. The yellow has to be outputs, I assume. Maybe I'll find something better. But yeah, that came out. I've got CB radio antennas. This is the wire up to the roof. This is my power to the roof. Up on the roof I got relays and fuse blocks. This was the power to the amplifiers. So I'm going to redo that. So you gotta rip all this wire out, try to figure out where it all went. This big wire here is my control wire to my relays on the roof. Those are like a 6-pair wire in here. And then these are my RCA cables off the new head unit. And let's see, we got some speaker outputs. And these are from the old amps. I was going to chop those off too, but I remembered that it's more to it than that. I think this is also doing my control wire for my amps. So I don't think the speaker wires are useful anymore, but I think just the blue wire is. But it's nice and tidy, so I'm just going to leave it like that right now. For starters, what a mess. I'm out in the Bronco here, and first thing is I started doing some wiring on it, and I got as far as cutting out a bunch of old wiring. Okay, I had a bunch of old wiring from old lights and antennas and the old cell phone system that was in there. It was all underneath the carpet, power lines. I'm going to replace most of that stuff and upgrade it. Yeah, I got some like 0 gauge wire that I want to run up to the roof, and then it'll I'll distribute it, yeah, to all, what do I got up there, 8 lights? 8 lights. So, I got 0 gauge wire. Okay, that's cool. I got that part. I need to run it up to the roof, but up at the roof I need to choke it down to maybe 4 gauge, split it up to the, and I got to put in I got a circuit breaker block. I've got the relays. I got to run to the relays, and then I got to break them off into each circuit for the lights. I got 4 circuits up there for the lights. And I don't know how many amps those HID kits I got take are running. I'll probably do the math and see what it is. They're 75 watt. 75 watt at 12 volt. I've got 4 of those, and I got 2 130 watt halogens in the rear and 2 55 watt halogens in the rear. So I need some parts. So I ordered the parts I think I'm going to need. Some 4 gauge wire, a distribution block, splitting them. It's a splitter, basically. And then I got to figure out how I'm going to fit the circuit breaker panel and the 4 relays all up there in the roof. I mean, a little more than I've been running. See, I've been running that little box up there, so you can see the relays up there hanging out. Stuffed in. They're just stuffed in. They're going to have to find me a little bigger box for all that stuff. So anyway, I got online, and it's about $85 worth of stuff right there. I got other issues here. I've had a clunkety clunk on this thing. Doesn't happen all the time. It usually happens when you throw it in reverse and you come to a stop, clunk. And I suspect it's the radius arms, but I really can't tell because it doesn't do it all the time. It's one of those things you know, I just drove it around here. I drove it up and down and back and forth, and I could get it to do it every now and then, but not consistently. I wanted to find the point or the ideal situation so I could actually maybe set the cameras up underneath the vehicle and simulate it back and forth or whatever, and damn it, it won't do it all the time. So sometimes it's really bad, other times it's just barely noticeable, but that's driving me nuts. I'd like to get that fixed, because after I do that I need to take it into the lineman shop. Well, actually I also need to replace the ball joint on this side, and then I can take it to the lineman shop. If I had some money, I'd just take it to the lineman shop. Just do this, get it out of my way. Tired of fiddling around. There you go, fiddling around. Okay, so that's what I'm up to right now. I just, like I said, I drove it back and forth and up and down. It does it in the driveway, why won't it do it here? Also, it's not running great. I pulled the codes a couple times and I get the same numbers. I think a 235, which is EGR, and a 211, I think. Profile, ignition profile pickup. I clear the codes, I drive it around, and it's fine. And then the codes come back, so it's like I changed the ICM, I changed the distributor. I checked the EGR with the vacuum pump, and the EGR valve works. And I think I've changed the EGR sensor. Maybe I just got a bad one. Oh boy. You know, once I get my wires all done, then at least my lights will work. My stereo's out too right now because I disconnected the power for the main feed. So that's kind of blows too. Oh, and on top of all this, I still got an exhaust leak at the header mounts, where it mounts to the headers on my new exhaust system. That's another thing. I just want to take it to a shop and fix this thing because I'm tired of messing with it. It'd be so nice. It'd be so nice to jump in it and say, let's go for a ride. I'd like to finish this off. I just need to finish the welds here, but my welder is just, I don't know. It's not working the way it used to. I can't get a consistent nice bead on there. It will do it for a while, and then it starts sputtering and popping and spattering. So that's why this stuff's just been tacked together. This bar here, I made this bar and just tacked it on there for now. I got the rock sliders for it. The same thing. I gotta have them things welded up. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna mount them. Yep. I know how to mount them to the frame, but they've got to be at the right level. I've got cables in the way over here, parking brake cables. Got the radius arm bracket over here. So they're not going to go direct to the frame like I'd like them to. It's all got to be worked out. Meanwhile, it don't even run right, so it's frustrating, that's all. Frustrating. Oh, I got another mirror to put on. This is a new mirror, so I bought a pair. Got that one. I bought one to match on this side. Whoops, yeah. That's the factory mirror there. I got a new antenna for the radio. I really don't listen to the radio though. You listen to satellite, but I do have a new one of those.